Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the eISL powered by Coca-Cola with Hero as our associate sponsor, Northern Gaming as our esports partner, PlayStation as our platform partner, and Terra Virtua as our digital collectibles partner. Joining me on the desk is, of course, Azim. So, Azim, how are you feeling? Are you excited for our upcoming matchup?
Yeah, we already had a pulsating matchup just a little while ago with SC's Bengal and Bengaluru FC. Another big match with Mumbai going up against ATKMB, who have found a little bit of form of late. But quickly, let's take you through our tournament format. If you're just joining into the eISL, of course, we are coming towards the end of the league stages, which will culminate on the 30th of March. Format is, of course, two 1v1 matches and one co-op, 3 matches per game. And the top 4 teams will make it to the finals to be played on the 19th and the 20th of March, where we will also see the 2 winning team members battle it out to represent India at FGS 2022.
Oh, most definitely. That FGS spot is, of course, what they all covered, but plenty more on the line with the massive prize pool that we've got. A lot of money up for grabs for all of these individuals, and of course, with our collectibles partner coming in, Terra Virtua, also stepping it up with a personalized NFT for the player that ends up picking an MVP prize. So, a lot on the line for these teams and players overall.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest prize pool that we've ever seen for any kind of FIFA tournament in India, of course, this is the creme de la creme of the FIFA community in India. We've seen the 22 best players in the country. And of course, we have a very, very interesting matchup in prospect today. But let's take a quick look at the leaderboard to show you what's at stake. Mumbai City FC in a relatively comfortable position. Of course, they will want to win their game and get themselves that little bit of a buffer. I do think 2 more wins out of their remaining 5 matches should guarantee them safe passage into the top 4. And dependent on what FC Goa does, one of their games is against FC Goa, if I'm not wrong. So that's going to be quite a cracker of the game. And for ATKMB, of course, they managed to get themselves up into double figures. This is their penultimate game. They'll be hoping to win the remaining 2 games that they have to bring some semblance of respectability, you could say, to the leaderboard. And but now let's shift our attention to today's match with let's see who's going up against who.
Yeah, it is going to be, I believe, ATK Mohun Bagan versus Mumbai City FC. The team, Mumbai City FC, that has plenty of games in hand in the top 4, but still very much the potential, if they do get upset here, for them to go on a downward slope and put their spot in the top 4 in threat. Currently, they control their own destiny, and a win here will go a long way to making sure that that destiny is the top 4.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see Bindratej up against Ashwin. Both players in pretty good form at the moment. Ashwin, particularly, we saw him absolutely demolish Shubham the other day for Odisha FC. It was a massive, massive scoreline, scoring all sorts of goals for fun, long-range shots, shots inside the box, crazy skill moves. So everything going the way of Mumbai City FC. They've had a little bit of a break, and they've been sort of those silent killers in the tournament. Nobody's really talked about them that much. There was a brief moment where they were sitting at the top of the table, but then they've been the steady eddies, right? They've just managed to quietly keep getting the job done, scoring 89 goals in their 15 games, so plenty of catching up to do. I think they can probably hit the 100 mark quite easily before the league stage is done. And of course, you look at the matches won across the 2 teams, and there's really no comparison. And let's have a look now at the head-to-head of what happened in the last time that these 2 teams met. I am assuming that it was Mumbai City FC who got the win, and a resounding win it was 4-2. Ashwin against KT Dillon, although Bindratej did manage to one-up Tikka, and the co-op though was pretty bad bashing for ATKMB.
Yeah, exactly. The co-op was where it really went away. Bindratej though was able to find a win in his individual matchup then. We'll have to see if he can do it again now, because yesterday he had a bit of an off day, was quite disappointed in himself, and we'll have to see if that disappointment actually resulted in a win. Bit of banter being exchanged across both desks, of course, as ATK Mohun Bagan, they're not really contesting for the top 4, so they are a lot freed up. And Mumbai City FC in general have rarely been a team that takes that much pressure, because of course they are the consistent team overall. But for Bindratej, there is something still at stake, which is the MVP potential possibility if he is able to get enough goals right here in the rest of his matches.
Well, I think he's going to need to be averaging 10 goals per game in these remaining 2 matches. So seems unlikely at the moment, but yeah, he's still in with a shout. He's going to be going all out and trying to score as many as he can. Even if he can get 4 or 5 per game, that might leave him in with a shout. If some of our other MVP candidates have a low scoring playoffs, which is it's something that we could expect. We don't expect to see too many high scoring 5-4 thrillers in those games where everybody's going to be playing it so safe and so tight. But we have kicked off. It is Mumbai City FC in their black away kit, even though they're playing at home, and ATKMB also in their away kit. I think probably kit clashing might not have been a factor over there because it would have been blue versus white. But hey, there you go. It is. We do see Joao Cancelo back again. No real major surprises in Ashwin's team selection. He's going with Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Marquinhos. Very high line being played by Ashwin, and he's a player who's been in crazy form of late, and really, I think probably one of those guys who's up with Ankit Gupta for one of the most, shall we say, flair players of the tournament. Really surprises us with things that he does on the pitch, and I even spied him making a cross last game. So
Yeah.
clearly, guy who's mixing it up.
Exactly. Ashwin and a cross is not something I never thought would happen, but right now it's been the Tej setting up an attack and
Ooh.
barely missing out a chance. Mbappe on the right foot with the first time shot. I thought that was guaranteed, but oh no, it didn't even challenge Casillas.
Yeah, I think just pulled that a little too far. Needed to be just inside that post, but a good start to the game. We're hoping for a few entertaining, high-scoring games between these teams, and I expect this. The last time, considering it was what 4-0, 4-2, 4-0. So I mean, a lot of goals scored the last time these two teams met, and I would expect this to be no different. Considering there's not much on the line for ATKMB, they've got to that little mental benchmark they would have set of getting to double figures, and Mumbai City FC as well. Oh, have a look at that! A little nutmeg, but didn't quite work out.
Yeah, and at this point, I think for both of these players, getting that match started on a strong note can be extremely helpful. And right now, Ashwin seems like he's going to do exactly that. Really simple through ball onto Eusebio. He gets it into the top corner, and no standard celebrations that we've seen from most players will mark at the end of that. Just Ashwin doing Ashwin things, man. So consistent, just simple through balls and gets himself a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting and making it look so simple, and Binder Tej's defense a little all over the place over there. Ashwin timing that through ball to perfection, just waiting it out, seeing what he does with the keeper. Because of course, a lot of players we did see yesterday, Northeast United FC being outfoxed by some late manual keeper movements that could have been potentially tournament changing for them. It could be 2 points dropped that don't see them making the top 4, and of course could allow Bengaluru FC and FC Goa back in. But well, it is what it is for ATKMB right now, and Mumbai City FC getting in. Oh my goodness, Ashwin! Oh, going for that near post shot over there as well, and he tends to go for these unexpected shots from strange angles. And now with Eusebio again forcing that save out of Petr Cech. Keepers have to do a lot of work in these opening 20 minutes, and Binder Tej will also get his opportunities on the counter. Not this time though. Ashwin gets it back immediately.
Ashwin seems to be controlling the match for most of this game, and it's what we're going to expect in terms of possession, at least, that Ashwin has most of it, and then Binder Tej is the one setting up those extremely quick counter attacks, which means he's going to have to be clinical with his finishing. He's going to have to be ruthless and get it in the ball back of the net every single time, but not even able to reach there right there. A key tackle from Kante as Ronaldo fumbling with the ball a little bit. Not something we see all too often.
Yeah, now Ashwin can take his time, having got that lead. You know he's going to be going. He's not a guy who shows any mercy. He's just going to bang in the goals and do the apology celebration each time, because that's just how he rolls. And Binder Tej will be looking. I mean, most of his game is going to be on that counter attack, because Ashwin will be attacking him incessantly, and a good few opportunities for Binder Tej on that counter. Excellent ball played in behind to Mbappe. Sliding tackle to no avail. And oh my goodness, he tries the cutback, but Ashwin reads that perfectly. And 2 big chances for Binder Tej, you'd have to say. He was not happy with his finishing yesterday. Don't think he's going to be any happier today, particularly with Ashwin coming forward now. What's he got in his locker over here? Ashwin twisting, turning, getting away from 2 defenders, doing the smart thing and just passing that back, laying it off to De Bruyne, who can set off Mbappe. Finds the ball to Eusebio, and oh, that's that's very uncharacteristic going for the pass there, where he could easily have taken the shot.
Yeah, a little weird there from Ashwin, I think. But of course, he is also the kind of player who likes to get a guaranteed shot in. So maybe the hunt for a better angle that we've seen from the pro players a bit too many times coming through now, as we see for Ashwin himself. But Bendratej this time setting up his own attack, has got the ball into Pele and looking for Ronaldo is where his attack will stop. Ashwin's got the ball back, and suddenly the tempo seems to have been upped in this match right now. Back-to-back action across both corners of this pitch as the teams look to secure a chance, but Ashwin had a chance to just run it down, but not taking the risk. Instead, going for the relay with Eusebio as he sets up a shot.
And yeah, again, could have actually run into the box and got a better shot on goal. Ashwin really bossing this right now. Bendratej pretty much with his back against the ropes at the moment, trying to get those few counter-attacking opportunities, and we see a replay of the goal over here. Lovely bit of play again, waiting for Bendratej to move that keeper before he decided where he wanted to do it. The moment he saw Bendratej moving the keeper to the far post, he decided, okay, I'm going near. And yeah, almost like a Jorginho penalty in that sense, just waiting for the keeper to make his move and then just firing it in.
Simple enough right there, but Ashwin still hunting for his second goal, the safety cushion, and really the nail in the coffin, I think, because Bendratej is the sort of player who thrives on momentum. Going 2-0 down would maybe even shut him down, but this time it's actually him going forward with the ball. A very heavy touch right there, just hands it into the palms of Casillas. Bendratej has the right moves in the midfield, but in that final third, he's just not able to find the correct decisions.
Yeah, well, I think it's just like going for that heavy touch was the right option, but that touch was just too heavy. He needed to use the pace of Mbappe to speed away from the defenders, but just too much on that touch over there. Got a little overexcited with the opportunity, shall we say, and now Ashwin being uncharacteristically profligate in that box over there. I mean, the Ashwin we saw playing against Odisha FC last week, I mean, he would have been 4 goals up by now. But Bendratej still hanging on in there. He's getting a lot of chances himself. And will he be able to take one before halftime? It doesn't appear to be so. And it looks like it's another day of disappointment for Bendratej. He's quite annoyed with himself. And he'll be hoping to see if he can get that 1 goal back. ATKMB have made a nuisance of themselves to a lot of the teams in recent weeks. And he'll be looking to do the same. He would have wished he had scored over there for sure.
Yeah, you can see he's clearly disappointed in himself for not being able to do exactly that, and certainly, like the nuisance has existed, but I think something that we talked about Mumbai City FC in the pre-show was their ability to really close off these kind of matches, the matches that look like they might go either way depending on, of course, those final moment decision making. But Mumbai City have that in the bag, that they are rarely ever down in that aspect. They usually do make those right decisions, and can you just see that striker drop back enabled by Ashwin right there. I'm curious to see what setup it does end up meaning. I assume it's just going to mean that one of the strikers drops back as a false 9 inherently, and Ashwin tries to control the ball a lot more.
Yeah, but Bendratej is still looking very threatening every time he comes forward, so Ashwin needs to be a little wary of his defense. Again, Bendratej pressing forward, and it does mean that Ashwin will himself get a lot of opportunities on the counter. He's had quite a few, just not been able to quite take them just yet. Now building up a nice little ball roll to get away from his man there using Ruud Gullit. And now with Cancelo on the ball, passing that ball around, just getting into his rhythm, getting into his groove. And well, Bendratej is not quite allowing him the time to do that. We do see the Messi on as well, and this time has the opportunity to play, and Ronaldo does so, but you can see Ashwin all over him, and I wondered over there if he would have gone for the shot from Messi, but not to be. Ashwin comes forward again.
Yeah, once again Ashwin trying to make his move forward. Gullit though is not someone you want to run with, so he's going to look to recycle ASAP. Instead just plays it off, creates some space, and then moves it to the midfield. Now Ronaldo on the right and a left footer on the left. That's very characteristic of Ashwin. We've talked about this with him in the past before too. He likes the stronger foot on the right side, like he wants a left footer on the left, a right footer on the right, and it's also because he likes to shoot across the goal, find those slams in, and really shows that he has an identity of his own, and he's going to stick to that identity and adapt to the meta through his identity rather than vice versa.
Yeah, and Binder Tej over here looking pretty good again. Not able to find that right pass, that right skill move in the right moment. And Ashwin, now I do feel that it's. I mean, he needs to get that second goal to really get that safety net because Binder Tej, the way he's playing, I do feel one of those chances, one of those moves is going to stick and he will get the goal. I don't think one goal will be enough for Ashwin. And we did see Binder Tej get the win against Tikka last time out. And maybe that was part of the thinking as well, with both the sets of players saying, okay, let's all play each other once during the course of this tournament. And now with Messi, opportunity opening up, he goes for the chop back. But by that time, I think Ashwin had clearly read what he was going to do. It was a bit telegraphed. And now Ashwin getting forward with Ronaldo. Has Eusebio in the box, not somebody you want to cross to. CR7 coming close to the ball to try and assist. But Ashwin playing it cool, playing it calm, but not cool and calm enough. Gives the ball straight back to Pele, and now Binder Tej can counter.
Yeah, a bit uncharacteristic there from Ashwin, but already trying to get the press on as he looks to buy time for his defense to get into position, and they certainly have. Still though, Binder Tej with a huge move in, able to get away from one defender, but Ruben Diaz will shut it down. I 100% agree though, Azim, with your point. I think Binder Tej is looking extremely threatening. He's relentless and he's pushing forward with every single opportunity. All it takes is one thing to go right for his side to equalize the scoreline.
Or potentially one thing to go wrong for Ashwin because he is making a couple of mistakes over here now. There you go again. Seemed like a routine ball down the line to find Mbappe, but now CR7 on that ball. Binder Tej looking to just spam those skill moves, those shot cancels, and try to open up some space. Now with Cancelo, finds Hullet in the box. Now with Pele, needs to find the right pass. This time finds Cancelo, who's found himself at central midfield at this moment, which is actually something that I have done with my one of my foot teams on the PS5. Pretty useful player, Cancelo. If you have particularly the team of the year or even the Champions League card, pretty much can play anywhere across the pitch. But now Ashwin just needs to put that ball in, rolls it across, and there you go. He has the safety cushion. Ashwin making a little harder work of it than he should have, but now definitely has the win in the bag.
Yeah, 2-0 lead picked up with just about 15 minutes to go. It is going to be somewhat of an impossible task right here for Binder Tej, but we do see a pause coming through. Maybe Ashwin looking to guarantee this despite the 2-0 lead with some tactical changes, or maybe we see a Vinicius Junior or two come on for Binder Tej as he looks to just, at this point, maybe score a couple of goals, at least equalize it, if not win it itself.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very hard work for Binder Tej. I think he had his chances early in that first half. Could easily have got 2 goals of his own, but then by the time the second half came around, it started to get there's just that little bit more desperate for him, not quite picking out those right passes. And also, I think Ashwin got a little bit wary of what he was trying to do, constantly playing that ball in behind. Ashwin bringing on Ronaldinho. That's not something we've seen particularly often. Cruyff, Ronaldinho, and well, it does look like it's Cruyff for ATKMB and Binder Tej, but there we go. Ronaldinho channeling his inner Mufu, shall we say. Oh, that's a beautiful Rabona fake.
Oh, wow.
And going for the chip, but maybe a little bit too cheeky in that moment. It would have been absolutely spectacular if that had gone in. Could have definitely been one of our super moments of the day, a Terra Virtua super moments of the day. But for now, it's, well, Binder Tej giving that ball straight to Ashwin. You can see his head just dropping over there, but not to worry, it is offside, and maybe he can still grab that one consolation goal.
Yeah, consolation will all be, and it seems like another disappointing day for Binder Tej. I think, especially considering the fact that he's looked considerably more threatening than he did yesterday. The chances are clear-cut, but unfortunately not able to secure a single one in the bag. Instead, Ashwin making short work with him, with the maestro himself, Ronaldinho coming in. Now going for a roulette, too many, but oh my god, Binder Tej's luck just keeps going worse.
Well, I think the apology celebration is probably warranted over there, but I think all the skill that he displayed with Ronaldinho over there probably just about warranted that. And yeah, you can see it's almost pretty much an own goal, but I mean, Messi will claim that. And I mean, if it was Pele over there, he would definitely have claimed that. He claims all the goals in the world in real life as well. But it's 3-0 and a scoreline that maybe just about flatters Ashwin a little bit. But I mean, that's the hallmark of the best teams and the best players. That even when you're not at your absolute best, you're still banging in those goals. You're still getting those results when they matter. And 3-0 for Ashwin. Maybe a big opportunity here for Binder Tej. He might just get his consolation goal. It's Cancelo goes for the chip, but it's blocked off by Hakimi. And absolutely no joy for Binder Tej here. As finally, I think the whistle is going to go. It's 3-0 to Ashwin. And well, Binder Tej, I'm sure his misery is going to come to an end soon. Just one more game to go after this, and for particularly for ATKMB. But yeah, Ashwin not entirely happy with his performance over there, but still a 3-0, and just halfway there, you would have to say.
Yeah, just about halfway there right now. As Mumbai City FC look to secure the victory here in this matchup, and they'll try to do that by getting not just the win here, I think, but more importantly also the win with Tika in that second matchup now. For Tika, last time around, he wasn't able to secure the win against Binder Tej, so it's also a bit of a redemption game here against KT Dillon. If he's able to secure his individual win, it'll give him and his team a lot of confidence going into the rest of their matches throughout the end of this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And also something for Mumbai City FC to keep in mind is that, of course, if they keep going on their winning run, there is a potential that they could even eclipse SC East Bengal and end the league stage at that number one spot. And that, of course, will help them with the seeding, because potentially it could be SC East Bengal going up then against Chennai and FC. With that would be a very, very spicy fixture. And then the top team going up then against one out of FC Goa, Northeast United, and Bengaluru FC, who are still scrapping it out. And well, not a great day at the office for Binder Tej. Last time he didn't play particularly well and instead got a draw, but this time Ashwin was absolutely on it.
Yeah, he most certainly was. And at this point, I think what is important is that simple fact that Ashwin is starting to become a real titan in his ability to find these crucial matches, to find these victories, and be able to continuously get it in the bag for his team. And I think we'll have to see if he's able to continue this vein of form going into playoffs, because that's where every player right now will want to peak. Playoffs, crucial performance leading into that fight for the finals and then the FGS spot inherently. Unfortunately, though, for Binder Tej, it seemed like he caught on a run of form before these last two matches, but since yesterday, it has seemingly gone all downhill. Just not able to find that finish.
Yeah, not at all. And I mean, if you look at this match statistically as well, a fair reflection of it, lots and lots of chances and opportunities for Ashwin. In fact, even if you look back at a lot of the opportunities where he didn't quite get the shot away, on his day he could probably have scored 3 or 4 more goals. But showing Binder Tej just that little bit of mercy, and I'm sure we'll get to chat with him in just a little while once he gets a drink of water, gets a drink of his Coca-Cola, whatever he'd like. And yeah, now it's on to game 2. KT Dillon up against Tikka. Wonder if we'll see KT coming up clutch here.
Yeah, we did see yesterday KT with a great performance to try and take something into the co-op for ATK Mohun Bagan. So he'll be hoping to do exactly that in this game. But right now, let's have a chat with the winner himself, Ashwin, coming on board. Hey Ashwin, congratulations on the victory. I think you and Mumbai City FC are starting to get into a real run of form leading into playoffs. So I wanted to ask, what is your expectation going into that?
Like to be frank, we've still not made the playoffs. Bangalore and Northeast are still in contention. The only good thing is that if we win, like we have 5 games left, including this. So if we win like 2 out of 5, we are through. Like based on mathematically, we are through because Bangalore and Northeast can't get to it. We need to keep the momentum going. We have been doing. We have been on a decent run in these past games. We had a couple of draws midway, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't have any plans as of now. Just need to make the top 4 spot.
Yeah, well, with SC East Bengal dropping points today, there's still that potential that you can, if you win all your matches, go and finish right at the top. So is that something that you're aiming for, to get like a slightly better draw in the playoffs?
Well, if you see, Tika is the one who looks at the wider stage. He looks at the matches that are going to come. But I take it one by one. So first we concentrate on this game, and then like hopefully he clutches in the second game so that we can get the 3 points.
I'll definitely be asking him if he does do that in his interview itself. What I want to know from you is recently we saw you attempting some crosses as well. So, do we see Ashwin going away from that core only short pass identity? Do we see Ashwin maybe trying out some different stuff leading into playoffs?
Well, see, there are a lot of patches that's coming up. You need to adapt to the game on how you actually have to play it. So, and like in the first half of the season, like I was doing really bad, not taking my chances. Today also, I missed a couple of chances. I couldn't get the extra touch and something. But Bindra also, he should have scored the first goal. It's like it's pretty much a pattern now. Like you need to adapt to the game and improvise and like overcome all your weakness and turn it into positives.
Well, you've certainly been doing that. So congrats on your win and all the best to you and Tikka. We'll chat with you guys soon.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
Well, I really like the fact that they have two separate identities in the team. We have Ashwin on one hand taking it one by one and Tikka being like, no, we got a plan for the future. But together they come and just work very well together.
Yeah, no, they're doing a great job together. And of course, Tikka also as well. Another Tikka has been one of those silent assassin figures as well through the tournament. Nobody's really talking about him, but he's the guy who gets those big results when they matter, particularly when he's gone up against the big players, the likes of your Lokmanyos, the likes of Saransh, all those guys. He manages to pull out the result when it matters. And of course, it does matter right now. They'll really want to get this job done in the first two games itself. But I'm sure KT will have something to say about that. ATKMB, of course, they're still in there fighting it out. They do want to get as many points on the board as is possible to give those fans something to cheer about. ATKMB, it's going to be a miserable feeling for them to be right at the bottom when SC's Bengal are sitting right at the top. Not something that is going to be particularly enjoyable for football fans over there who live in Kolkata and have to deal with all the banter. But there you go. Vindatej not particularly pleased with his finishing over there, still ruminating about it. And it's going to be KT now to try and, give them something to fight for in Game 3.
Yeah, exactly. KT right now, hopefully looking to salvage some sort of result right here. Even if he is able to get a draw, they have something to fight for in that co-op game. But like you said, Tikka has really been that silent assassin from the very start. When we saw him develop as a player, at the very first time, I remember he was one of the few non-elite division players and still came up and put in an astounding performance against the big titans like Lokmanyu, like the Saransh, and really came through with different tactics every single time. But since then, he's evolved. He sort of established his own identity. He now has his own playstyle and has really improved because of it. So, very well done.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys. He's probably one of the best one-on-one specialists we have in the eISL. Like, you put him one-on-one against a defender, 9 out of 10 times he's going to beat the man and create a scoring opportunity. That's just the kind of player Tikka is. Of course, it would have got a bit more difficult for him with all the new Team of the Year cards and all those defenders with their crazy defensive stats and just their ability to somehow stick a leg in there and make that tackle. But yeah, let's see how he is adapting. As Ashwin said, you have to keep evolving and adapting along with the game. And nice little dummy there in the middle from KT for using KDB over there. Now with Mbappe just storming through, no real complication to this, just getting in there. And Ronaldo letting that pass when actually I think maybe a header might have been the better option. But now here comes Karman Tikka again, wasting no time getting forward. You can see putting that ball in and immediately getting a shot on target, winning that corner. Very instinctive player is Tikka. And you don't want to give him, in fact, the less time he has to think about it, the better he gets. When he gets more time to think about it, that's when he'll maybe make the wrong choice. But then when there is only one option available and he needs to find it, invariably he does.
Yeah, most definitely. A very instinct-based player right now going for the attack once again with Mbappe with a huge run, pushes away from the defenders but goes back all the way across to Ronaldo, still trying to create the space and does so in an astounding manner. Tikka making that look oh so easy, just had the defender just drop his pants down right there. Just wow.
Wow, indeed, and that is potentially a Terra Virtua super moment of the match right there. That's what I was saying. I mean, I was talking about 1v1s. This was 1v2, and he still just managed to get two defenders out of the game and just get that shot away. And KT must be thinking, oh my goodness, why do I have to play this guy again? because he was on the end of a 4-2 thrashing, I believe, the last time out at the hands of Ashwin. Binder Tej did manage to get the win against Tikka, but Tikka is the guy who's just grown into this tournament so much, one of the youngest players in the tournament, and he's just got better and better with every passing week. Very, very difficult to beat is Tikka, because he just manages to conjure something out of nothing. He's made so many great comebacks as well, and now winning that ball high up the pitch, a lapse in concentration from KT there with the Marseille roulette, but Maldini and KT getting that job done over there. And it is 1-0 right now to Mumbai City FC, a very comfortable position. They could be locking this out and getting those 3 points in the bag with this result, but of course not a foregone conclusion. Although KT hasn't really got into the match right now, sort of feels like after Binder Tej's loss, just sort of going through the motions now. Get done with it. One more game to go, then we can pack our bags, go home, meet our friends and family. I'm sure that's something that has played on the minds of a lot of the players. We were talking to Adi Zima, in fact, about it the other day. And of course, being in this bio bubble for such young kids for such a prolonged period does have an impact on them on an emotional level as well. And I'm sure a lot of these boys who don't make it to the playoffs, ooh, will be very pleased to get back to life. But in a couple of weeks, I'm sure they're going to miss it.
Yeah, most certainly. And I think that long journey that they've had with the eISL is something that all of these players will definitely hold back, and think back to. But for the 4 teams and the 8 players that are able to make it into the top 4, for them it will be a special ride indeed. And talking about a special ride, another special skill from Tikka. He makes it look oh so easy. A relay setting up into another goal. He's slamming this one through. He wants that victory in the first 2 games itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like he has that victory in the bag at the moment, even early on, because Kitty just has not threatened at all. There's not been anything resembling a shot on target right now. Tikka has just been absolutely dominant over here, and just gives you the vibe of that player who's in the zone, who's in the mood, who's ready to compete for those finals places, for that initial prize, for that FGS spot as well. And as well, it's great to see that.
Yeah, most certainly. I think, again, one of the players that has evolved a lot and one of the youngest players in this tournament overall. So I think for him, his future definitely clearly is showing a lot of promise, as his current game does too. A 2-0 lead already picked up, and Tikka, it looks like he's in a commanding position to secure 3 points immediately. And like Ashwin said, all they need is 2 sets of matches, 6 points inherently to guarantee that top 4. The way it's going right now, 50% of the job seemingly done. Mumbai City FC most definitely look comfortable to guarantee that top 4 spot.
And again, lovely little chipped ball in behind. Ronaldo absolutely shrugging off his man over there. Couldn't quite find the right pass in that moment. I think the cutback has become way less powerful than it was, because I believe a couple of weeks ago, like I think almost 50 or 60% of the goals we were seeing were just coming from that one run down the goal kick line and then a simple cutback. But again, KT just unnecessary ball roll over there, you would have to say, looking for that cutback. And again, just as I was mentioning, it's become very easy now. A lot of the players have started to read exactly what people have been doing to score those goals, and just simply starting to use that manual switching. And I think this is offside. No, it's not. Mbappe is in over here, and bang, it goes the cross. Superb from Tikka over there. 3-0 it is, and not even half time yet. And apologize he might, but he's going to be loving it inside.
At this point, I'm hoping KT Lock doesn't end up pressing that pause button, because usually when this is happening in my division rivals games and I see a pause coming through, I know what's coming immediately up next to see.
Oh yeah, well, KT unfortunately can't quite rage quit over here.
Yeah.
He has to keep going with it, or maybe if he forfeits, he would just be awarded the 3-0 loss and he can cut his losses over there. But I don't think we're going to see anything like that happening. It is just going to have to grin and bear it and try to get a goal of his own back. Right now, you can see the pressure from Tikka is absolutely incessant. And yeah, it's just there you go again, getting in 1v1 situation with CR7, now going to R9, trying to get in between the 2 defenders over there. Didn't quite happen this time. And I think KT should try to have a bit of fun with it now. let's see. We did see Bindratej bring on Emil Smith Rowe last time out in the co-op game. Maybe we'll see some fun picks, some fun selections in the co-op game leading up to this. And well, for KT's sake, we're going to hope that this doesn't turn into a cricket score. It does right now. Look at that from Tikka. Oh my goodness, they're lining up to finish that off. It's 4-0 at the stroke of half time. What a monster display this has been from Karman Tikka.
Yeah, boy, oh boy, we thought Ashwin came in with amazing performance in game one. Tikka clearly eclipsing his teammate right here, 4-0 in the first half already. And he's making short work of KT Dhillon and ATK Mohun Bagan. At this point, just boosting up their goal difference while he's at it too. Clearly, as Ashwin said, Tikka is the one who's thinking 3 steps ahead. Wants that extra goal difference just in case they need it for that top battle versus SC East Bengal.
Yeah, and some quiet conversations happening over there. Maybe they're planning a gag substitution to give us something to talk about. Who knows? Let's see who they choose to bring on in that second half. We've already seen John Joe Shelby being brought on by Northeast United FC. So what do we get to see this time? Of course, just feast your eyes on the brilliant stuff from Karman Tikka over here. This goal as well, just getting rid of 3 defenders pretty much and smashing that in. As I said, probably the best 1v1 finisher in the eISL right now is Karman Tikka. He's not one of those guys who's been overthinking what he needs to do in the box. Just relies on his instincts and goes with the flow, and it's gorgeous to behold when he's in full flow.
Yeah, most certainly. And at this point, you have to wonder if he's going to be able to double it all the way through, or does his halftime give enough of a time to KT Dhillon to resettle himself, pull something back in this game? Because 4 goals looks unlikely, and it's just Tikka pushing forward his momentum so much more. Weird placement on that shot right there, but fair enough.
Yeah, KT looks like he's going ultra attack right now. I don't think he cares what he concedes anymore. He just wants to try and score a few. So maybe if like 8-4 looks better than 4-0, I think it's just that. I think that's his thinking. And oh my goodness, almost passing that ball straight to Pele in the box. Not something you want to do. We see Bellingham there winning that ball back. And we did see a couple of changes, which is N'Golo Conte being brought on as well as Lionel Messi for Karman Tikka over here. And now again trying that reverse ball into R9 didn't quite work out. And KT now has his opportunity. He's got Neymar in there. Finds the ball to R9 quite well, but can't thread it through to Mbappe on the right. And now Tikka again will counter attack. Acres and acres of space for him to plow through. And again, and I think that's when Tikka is not quite at his best, when he has 3 decisions to choose from. Ends up sometimes making that wrong decision over there. And with Mbappe still keeping hold of that ball, getting rid of 2 defenders, now puts it into CR7, but Hakimi is there. It will still fall to Hullet, going for the Marseille Roulette, but the animation took too long for him. And yeah, this is onslaught right now. KT Dhillon pretty much playing attack against defense, although the defense doesn't seem to be at home at the moment. Now with Pele turning past his man, taking the shot straight at Van der Sar, and Van der Sar again. Wow.
Yeah, again, Van der Sar with the key save. Maybe the halftime gave a buff to Van der Sar, but certainly has not stopped Tikka. The header was timed, but unfortunately just not able to land it, as once again Van der Sar able to get his hands to it, but Tikka is just controlling the ball. The pressure is relentless, and KT Dhillon, he's feeling every bit of it. Beads of sweat showing up on his forehead as well. I think he really needs 1 goal to loosen up a little bit and just enjoy his game at this point, because there's not much to salvage from the rest of it with respect to this set overall.
Yeah, well, 4-0 and 3-0, that's you could say a throwback to the old ATKMB days. Another smashing ball played in behind over there. Now with Mbappe, this surely has to be a goal, and it will be. By the end of it, didn't quite work out. Even Ashwin face palms just a little bit, saying, "Oh my God, why do you complicate it so much?" But it is 5-0 to Tikka, and KT unfortunately on the end of a real hiding today. And we did say expect goals. We were hoping that the goals would be equally shared between the teams, but it's a 3-0 and now 5-0. And shudder to think what will happen in the co-op game, considering how low the morale will be for those ATKMB boys.
Yeah, most certainly. And that morale will be on an ultimate high for the Mumbai City FC boys. Maybe those changes being discussed right here. And Ashwin just being like, nah, don't do it. Why Ashwin? Why not do it? We want to
Well,
see
we don't
something
know what
fun.
he's planning. Let's see who's coming on. We did see a change. Was it Eusebio? It did look like it was Eusebio coming on, and KT tried. It's Vinicius Jr. On that left flank, and it is Eusebio on for Pele. Vinny Jr. getting in straight away, and is it going to be 6 now? Brings the keeper out, goes for a crossly overhit cross over there, but still manages to keep the ball. It will fall to Ronaldo. It's just that kind of day for KT Dhillon. Even when he makes the tackle, the ball falls to an opposition player, and manages to see it out. And at this point, when you're in a 5-0 like this is the point where you as a player will be like, okay, you start doing things like bringing the goalkeeper out and trying to score with him. Wonder if we'll see any of these players do that. The interesting chess control there with Mbappe and KT. Well, one foul over there. Now the advantage is actually very, very well worked by KT Dhillon. Has the opportunity to find Neymar, but maybe didn't need to play that ball back. And yeah, it's disappointing again for him.
Yeah, it seems to be a disappointing finish to this series for ATK Mohun Bagan overall, as Tikka looks to just apply salt on the wounds again and again with attack after attack. The keeper brought out a little too early, and it seems like Tikka might be in for another shout.
No.
Vinicius Jr. of all people comfortably slotting into the back of the net, and oh no, it is a 6-0 lead now for Mumbai City FC. I think the sorry celebration is fairly due, but I don't think he's going to stop.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just not a good day at the office at all for ATKMB. And if you just got a glimpse of that card over there, I think it illustrates the point that we were making in previous games as well. That Vinicius Jr. 99 pace, but only 84 in the shooting ability, which can only really be brought up to like the low 90s with chemistry modifiers as well. So that's the difference that it makes, as opposed to a striker or a finisher who has a 95 shot accuracy. And at the back post, well, it would have been very insulting for Eusebio to win a header at the back post. Yeah, let's hope that KT can just try to get one goal back. No, he's giving the ball straight back to Tikka over here, and it's going to be shot on target again. Van der Sar with the save. I shudder to think what the XG at the end of this game is going to be.
Oh boy,
oh my
especially
goodness.
with Tikka making short work of the defenders like this. Gets denied though by Marquinhos instantly. He's moved up the field as well through that corner, able to set it up. Now Tikka, come on, this is just style points that he's looking for with all of these fancy moves.
Well, I mean, if you don't try this stuff out at 6-0, where will you try it out? I mean, it's just one of those situations. Roulé with Mbappe, you can see the frustration. They're almost willing to take a red card. That's a penalty. It's a penalty. The frustration simply does not end. You have to feel for KT and ATKMB, both the boys over here. What's it going to be? It's going to be Eusebio with the penalty. He puts the... Wow, that's some confidence to put the marker off, even though you're not playing on the same screen. Puts it straight down the middle. It is 7-0, and I do believe that this is the biggest win we've seen in the eISL so far. 7-0, Karman Tikka up against KT Dhillon.
And it might not be over just yet, because there's still a few minutes left on the clock, and the way Tikka is going, he certainly seems in line to double his first half scoreline from 4-0 to 8-0. And very, very unfortunate, of course, from KT Dhillon, as Karman Tikka is just having a beast of a day right now. Was that not a foul? Okay.
That's okay. The ref just letting them have one, and still it's given away. And it's been just, oh my god, it's been onslaught, absolute onslaught. Keeper coming out there as well, and there we go. It is offside. I think KT would have hoped that was the full-time whistle, and he's just going to try to do a skill move, and now it's CR7 in the box. What's he going to do? He could have given us the coveted bicycle kick that we wanted, but might still happen. Vinny Jr. There you go. And Tikka just a thumbs up and a little word of apology across the table as well. It is 7-0. Yes, you heard that right. 7-0. Karman Tikka gets the win against KT Dillon, and right now a net 10-0 goal aggregate for Mumbai City FC in this game, as they have got themselves the 3 points today.
And they seem to be making some nefarious plans for the co-op as well, and you can see the discussions coming through. I wonder what special things we're going to get to see in the co-op, because right now ATK Mohun Bagan not even able to open their scoreboard. They haven't got a single goal on the board throughout their individual games. They look to combine their experience and hope that they can get at least something in this co-op, salvage a win maybe, to try and end this game with a silver lining.
Yeah, well, if they can get a win in the co-op, that would be really something. If they can pick themselves up enough, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for them, but it would be a real show of character if they can actually come out and get something from that co-op game. Let's hope they can, for their sake. And yeah, feast yourselves now on these highlights, which will probably be like a 10-minute long package at this rate, with the amount of chances and goals that Tikka had. But yeah, one of the best, one of the most dominant performances we've seen from any player in the eISL so far this season.
Really glad the production gave us some multi-view at that as well, because that was of the 7, you think there's so many really good goals. I think that Ronaldo one especially, finally done, another Ronaldo and another goal to make it happen right here, and it's just gonna keep coming back to back to back, because that's what Tikka did in this match. He just slammed it again and again and again into the back of the net, and imagine the amount of confidence this is going to add to Ashwin for them going into the playoffs when your teammate is on such fine form, when you yourself are on a great streak.
Yeah, I would absolutely love. I mean, right now, if we could get a match between SC East Bengal and Mumbai City FC in this form, I mean, that would be absolutely something to behold. I'm just going to have a look at the schedule and see if these guys are still scheduled to play each other. No, in fact, Mumbai City FC have played SC East Bengal twice and remained unbeaten throughout. Yeah, it's the only team to not be beaten by SC East Bengal so far.
Yeah, exactly. Both of the times we saw it was a draw, I believe, for both of the teams in those matches. So it did end up meaning that right now we haven't really seen the climax of that rivalry. The Mumbai City FC versus SC East Bengal, sure to happen in the final set, and you can see Ashwin just having a bit of a laugh about the way it was going. I think Tikka, I'm not sure why he was disappointed right there, because everything seemed to be going his way. Like, nah, how come? I guess the only thing...
What happened there? He was just coughing from like, how? What? Is that 5? Is this possible? You can see a little hints being given to him for the penalties as well. But yeah, Ashwin, always one of the characters, always doing something interesting on camera over there. And there you go. 8.7 the XG versus 0.0. I mean, that's a really bad day at the office for ATKMB. And well, sometimes this does happen. You just have to shake it off. It's happened to the worst of us in this game, and it's definitely happening to the best of us as well. It's something that just can happen. It's just not your day. Sometimes you come up against a player who's just in the zone and you are absolutely not in the zone. And sometimes that's just how life goes, and you just got to pick yourself up. Unfortunately, they have to pick themselves up immediately and go into game 3 for that co-op battle.
Yeah, because I usually just alt-tab after something like this happens to me. I am not worried about picking myself up. Of course, these are professional players, so I'm expecting that they will be able to do just that. But at this point, I guess it's less about what ATK Mohun Bagan is able to do for themselves and more about what they're able to do. But a lot of options, so let's have a look at the Terra Virtua Super Moment of the Day and see which one it actually ended up being. Actually, no, scratch that. Yeah. It is going to be the nifty V-Fleck that we get from Terra Virtua instead.
Of course, Terra Virtua is our entertainment-based metaverse platform where you can get all those NFT team posters, team player trading cards, special moments, all of that fun stuff, particularly with the hero eISL. So please do go to terravirtua.io/ISL and check it all out. And now we can, hopefully ATKMB will be getting ready to just get this game over and get their misery over with, so that they can just go back to their hotels and just have a good nap. And quite the opposite for Mumbai City FC. They'll be saying, come on, bring on all our remaining 4 games today. We're feeling it.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, Mumbai City FC, they are on a great streak of form. They're looking to finish off the group stages, the league stages of the eISL with a bang, and they're the ones with some of the most matches left. So certainly they'll be hoping to continue this vein of form going into the playoffs. But to do that, they've got to finish off what they started in the individuals in this co-op game right now, as ATK Mohun Bagan hope to get something out of this, because so far in the individuals, they've got absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and let's see if they show the willingness to fight. It didn't look like they were particularly willing to get going. Bindratej almost just saying, "Chalo, chalo, just pick up your controller and get it over with." And immediately you see Mumbai City FC getting forward, and ATKMB. Let's see how they approach it. I'm not sure there's going to be too much communication happening on that bench. They're just going to be silently trying to see this out. And who knows, maybe that might work. Maybe if they get into a flow, get an early goal or two. Trying to do just that, and already looking like a bit of a closer game than we just saw with Kitty and Tikka. But getting forward now, ATKMB win a throw high up the pitch, and you really hope for their sake that they can just get that early goal and have some motivation to hold on to it. You see, hold it, and it's in. It is the early goal. Bang! It goes. That long range finesse shot sneaks into that corner, and a great start for ATKMB, a positive start, and very, very good to see them picking themselves up and getting that early goal.
And this is exactly why they are some of the best players right now available to us across the country in the making it to the ISL itself, because they're able to pick themselves up. It's not easy after the way the first 2 results went to be able to do it. And it seems like they made the collective decision to, hey, you know what, let's just play this game, have a good time while doing it. And it's certainly that, with the lead already in the favor of ATK Mohun Bagan, though Mumbai City FC look like they want to bounce back immediately.
That was pretty close, but I'm quite sure Mumbai City FC are just going to have a bit of fun with this. And in doing that, it will also allow ATKMB to get their own chances, have a bit of fun themselves. As the ball goes into the box, we almost saw sort of a reverse scorpion kicky attempt over there, but not quite happening. We do see now CR7 getting forward. What's it going to be from Mumbai City FC this time? The little short fake, change of direction, and again looking to get in, but well defended by ATKMB. And attempting a few tricks with Ruben Diaz at the back as well. Why not when you're in this circumstance? And it's well marshaled out by ATKMB. They'll be hoping to try and just hold on to this one and get something, even if it's a draw. It's just something to take home today.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems like already their lead has been taken away. And again, I think that might just be Tikka right there. We'll have to see in the replay, maybe if we get to see the controllers and figure out which color is whom. But he is certainly on another level of form coming into the matchup, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was him, because that's usually the case for Mumbai in the co-op, right? Ashwin being the playmaker and Tikka being the finisher.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the roles suit them absolutely down to the bone, because Ashwin manages to see those gaps. Again, this is brilliant. The sliding tackle over committing. Oh my goodness me. Absolute demolition. And before you know it, in the blink of an eye, from 1-0 down, they are 2-1 up, and just 20 minutes played, 3 goals scored already. There were 6 goals scored in this fixture the last time out, so we would expect there to be quite a lot of goals, and that did feel like an Ashwin finish to me. The first one did to me as well. It just was really, really hammered in.
Certainly, but it does look like Mumbai City FC are starting to show that run of form that they showed in their individuals. They're just demolishing their opponents, but a huge chance set up for ATK Mohun Bagan. Unfortunately, it does not work out. And just like that, it is going to be reset. Pitch-to-pitch action is what we're getting to see from both of these teams as they look to turn at least this co-op game into a thriller, because the match itself, the set itself, hasn't been much of one. So Mumbai City FC going for another shot across the goal, and we do get to notice. So actually, red seems to be Ashwin and blue seems to be Tikka. So Tikka almost at a 9-goal mark with the goals he scored. We'll see if Ashwin is able to get one for himself because he has Ronaldo in the box. Instead, passes it in and finds the player that he wants the least. Marquinhos in that position is not someone you want, but Ronaldo most certainly is. But a bit of a fumble and a scramble, and ATK Mohun Bagan able to salvage it just for a second because
Oh my
Tikka's
God.
got it back.
Oh my goodness!
I think that's the 10th goal for Tikka.
They are just scoring from everywhere. This is absolutely astonishing. They are in the absolute form of their lives right now, Mumbai City FC, and look at the weird bicycle celebrations. No more sorry celebrations happening now. They want to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, and we even got to see, I think, at the end of it, Ashwin holding the red controller. So I think this is the 10th goal for Tikka, which is kind of insane, in my opinion. If he's able to get a double digits actually in one specific matchup, we'll find out after this game. But right now, it is just ATK Mohun Bagan looking to push back. I will definitely applaud their ability to persevere and try something and try to pull something out, because at this point, these are the kind of matches where you're like, what are these opponents on? Like, why are they playing so damn good?
Yeah, and what are we doing also is another question. Why are we here? Why can't we go home? Why can't I rage quit this match? Uh, I mean, it's just one of those days. You found Tikka and Ashwin literally, and particularly Tikka, on a day where he is literally in the form of his life. And we might see another finish shot into the corner, just narrowly wide there. And let's see if we see Bindratej bringing on Smith Rowe or someone fun again. I'm quite sure we'll see some fun antics from them in their next match. I believe it is up against. Not quite sure. I think it is up against FC Goa. So they've really got the luck of the draw in terms of the last few matches they played. SC. I mean, all the top teams, Northeast United FC, FC Goa, Mumbai City FC, everything just reserved for the end for ATKMB. And they'll be looking to play a pivotal role, in fact, in that top four battle. I'm sure they'll be up for that last game as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think for them, it is just going to be a matter of finding what they can, salvaging a little bit. But oh boy, we saw Gullit scoring a very similar goal for ATK Mohun Bagan. This time it was for Mumbai. It didn't go in, and back-to-back chances barely missing, but Tikka will not. How many goals? What?
Oh my goodness me! What are we witnessing here today? The finishing prowess on display is quite frankly absurd. And yep, that's a signature Tikka finish. And you're right, that's probably 11 goals for him. And I mean, if he continues at this rate, he's probably going to take the lead for the MVP stakes.
Yeah, at this point, I think Ankit's starting to sweat in this matchup, where he's like, yeah, cool, they're just winning. Now he's like, bro, what the heck? Why are you running away with that MVP, or at least getting so damn close in that regard? So it is honestly astounding. I want to know what Tikka had for breakfast today. I think I might just take that every single day for myself.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any breakfast sponsors that are looking for somebody to endorse your product, Tikka, he's the man right there. I think he's going to be getting a few sponsorships off the back of this this performance. My goodness, if you're watching, it has been absolute carnage. Of course, aided just a little bit by ATKMB being quite down in the dumps, particularly after that loss for Bindratej. There was not that much motivation for KT to really keep going. And well, the torment for them will end. It's just one more game left to go, and then they can all head off on their breaks. And Bindratej, of course, has exams to study for as well. So it's not. I don't think his life is feeling particularly happy at the moment, being soundly beaten and then having to go back to his hotel and probably, well, read up some textbooks as well. But well, that's how life works for a young esports player sometimes, and I'm sure both these boys are going to learn from this experience and grow quite a lot. And well, had an opportunity, they will get another opportunity from the corner as well. If they can get a second goal, maybe add a little bit of respectability to the scoreline. I mean, I don't think it's much consolation for them at the moment. And Casillas, Surely he's not going to be the guy who brings the keeper out. Yes, thank goodness for that. But what a ball in behind, and it's Tikka there again. What's he going to do this time? Shot cancel, turns in. This time turns into trouble into the defender. But the ball's going to come straight back as it has for the last 180 minutes that we've witnessed between ATKMB and Mumbai City FC, and that is deflected out for a corner.
Yeah, so I was still really astounded for a second regarding Casillas' positioning in the corner before, but right now it is the corner from Mumbai City FC goes kind of off, I think, what they were expecting it to, but they are able to win it back. A small tackle from Gullit now. De Bruyne trying to set up Ronaldo as they look for a relay into a shot, and that was an ambitious volley right there. Did not get it on point though.
Yeah, that was the Ankit Gupta special Bolasi flick, one of his favorite moves, and I think it's basically best followed up with that volley. Tends to generate a lot of power and tends to at least hit the target if nothing else. And ATKMB now counting down the minutes. We are at the 60-minute mark over here, and they'll be glad to just get this over with, and also be glad that they don't have to come and give us an interview today, because yeah, they must be really, really dispirited right now. But just one more game to go, and I still maintain that ATKMB are going to play a massive role in determining who actually makes it to the top 4 with their last game.
Oh, absolutely, Azim. I think this team, especially given the run of fixtures they have, they might just mean that a certain team ends up losing to them and therefore dropping their chances, or even drawing with them and dropping their chances to get into the top 4. So we'll have to see. But for now, Mumbai City FC, they've been the ones with several matches left on the leaderboard, and it seems like they seem to want to end those off with a bang. 3-0, 7-0, and now 4-1 on the board, and this match isn't even over yet.
Yeah, pause cued by Binder Tej. Is that to get Emil Smith Rowe on, I wonder? KDB trying to cue that chop back finish shot, but went horribly awry for him over there. Probably the wrong choice of pass there from ATKMB. The ball to Mbappe would probably have been a better option. And now, again, finding Tikka in that isolation 1v1 up against Marquinhos. Cross coming in, back post, great ball. Oh my goodness, went for the volley, but on the weaker foot, it just flew wide. That could have been absolutely spectacular. And Ashwin saying, you know what, I deserve a goal too. I've been playing quite well in this game as well. Why do I not get a goal?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, bro, no fair, Tikka. You slam double digits in and I can't get even a single goal right there. But such is the tale of Ashwin. You know, he is the formidable foe of Edwin van der Sar. Rather, Edwin van der Sar is his formidable foe, is what we know. But I think at this point, Ashwin will just be happy getting those 3 points on the board and focusing on the next. And you called it, Azim. Emil Smith Rowe coming on, and as an Arsenal fan myself, I love to see it.
Yes, Binder Tej bringing on some of his favorite players now, and you may as well have some fun with it, and he'll be looking to get Smith Rowe on the target. And in fact, oh my goodness, that's brilliant from Binder. And it is in. It did look for a moment like it had just snuck wide, but no, it is the goal, and he'll feel happy about that. Will be a bit disappointed that it wasn't Smith Rowe on the score sheet, but maybe he can claim the assist. There he is now on the left flank. And is this one of those ones to watch, well, not ones to watch, but like future superstars cards for Smith Rowe, because it seems like a fairly decent option.
Yeah, I think so. I was looking at it myself. I think it is the Future Stars card for Emil Smith Rowe, and it's a really good card because it has a decent chunk of pace, as well as, of course, the standard agility and passing that he brings from his in-life self itself. So it's really cool. Personally, again, as an Arsenal fan, I've been considering getting it on, but the issue, I think, with the card inherently lies in the fact that it is a left midfielder card by nature, and there is a lot of competition in that spot.
Correct. And it looked like the controller may have got disconnected for a moment, because he was doing all the flicks and tricks, and then suddenly it just absolutely went still. But now, getting in at the back post, Ashwin putting in a cross. That's right, you heard that right. And now, will it be another finish shot from Gullit? Is it going to be De Bruyne with the Marseille roulette and gets the time finish all wrong? Not quite happening for Ashwin. Hasn't quite got his shooting boots on in this one, but ATKMB getting those 2 goals at least. This isn't quite a 7-0. It's a 4-2, which is respectable at the very least. And another roulette over there from Ashwin. He wants his goal this time. Goes for the finesse, and again the shot is picked out. And I think they've decided that now it's Ashwin's turn to get some goals.
Yeah, most certainly. Looking for exactly that as he tries to get himself into the box, but the pass goes wide. The deflection going all the way across, but the ball back in Mumbai City FC's hands, and a key tackle will make sure now ATK Mohun Bagan have a chance to counter and salvage a final consolation goal in this matchup. A lovely through ball here for Emil Smith-Rowe, but Casillas reaches first.
Casillas, baiting Smith-Rowe into thinking that he could get the ball off him and then say, no, you don't. But it is offside over there, and just the last minute now to play. Last chance for Ashwin to grab his goal and compete with Tikka's ridiculous tally of what looks like 11 goals for one match, the highest that we have seen in the eISL at any stage for any player. And there we go with 2 minutes of stoppage time to be played. Will Ashwin manage to grab that last-ditch goal, or is it going to be Tikka trying to go for 12? It's going to be neither of those. The final whistle blows. ATKMB's torment finally ends, and they can go back. But it's a great day for Mumbai City FC.
Yeah, a great day indeed, as they're able to pick up a clean sweep in their matchup and secure 3 points, and that's 3 out of 6 points that they need to guarantee their qualification. So I think they will be feeling very happy. They will be feeling very content with the way their day has gone, and they look to come back in the next with just as much of a bang.
Yeah, absolutely. And one fixture safely navigated. Probably, with no disrespect to ATKMB, probably the easiest fixture that they would have had from the remaining 5. They do still have to play, I believe, FC Goa, Chennai, and FC. So still quite a few big games to go for them. And if they can just keep winning their the next games, or even win the next game, that 4th place is guaranteed for sure. But they would love to go P1.
No, I am sure Tikka especially would love to go P1, because given what Ashwin told about him to us, and given his performance today, I'm really curious to see if he did actually end up getting double digits in terms of those goals. But in this particular matchup, it was actually a fantastic shot from ATK Mohun Bagan. Looks like it was Bindratej. He seems to be concentrating a lot more. And the side coming through as well. I think happy about the goal, but just disappointed in general about pretty much everything else.
Yeah, and there were just so many moments to choose from. The finishing was just on another level today from, I think it was Tikka, who scored a chunk of those goals. And there we go again, getting in behind. We did see, look at the ability to beat the man, and I think that looked like an Ashwin finish for sure. So quite sure the red cursor is Ashwin. And after that, again, 2 very, very good individual goals from Tikka to get himself a nice nifty tally. And I'll be interested to know now how many goals he's on in those MVP stakes, because he suddenly appeared climbing up that ladder out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly, especially with all of these goals he's able to score today. I think given this is the third he was able to pick up, he's definitely on 10 goals. So double digits guaranteed in today's matchup itself. And just look at me, no emotion shown itself. I think if I was able to score double digits in a eISL matchup, I would be ecstatic. But I was just like, just a regular day's work. I'm not gonna bother getting too damn euphoric.
This one for Ashwin, he'll be very annoyed that didn't go in, because that would have been a beautiful. And look at him, he's like, why have I not got my goal? I should have had 5 goals today as well. But poor Ashwin just has to make do with 4 goals on the day. And this was a very, very good goal as well. Looked like it was, no emotion shown. I think it was probably Bindratej. And there we have it. Fairly dominant display again. All throughout, a thoroughly deserved 3 points for Mumbai City FC. And looking very, very solid now to secure what looks like it could be 2nd place in the league table at the moment. And look away, ATKMB fans, look away. You don't want to look at that scorecard. It's 3-0 for Ashwin, 7-0 for Tikka, and then 4-2 in the co-op game for an easy 3 points. I would give them 4 points, honestly, for that win. Just the amount of goals that they've scored. But let's find out who the hero of the match is. Surprise, surprise! It's going to be a massive shock to find out. I'm sure that it was Karman Tikka with 10 goals, not 11. All right, so could do better. Let's say is the report for Tikka.
At this point, I mean, if you're on that level of form, you just might in the next matchup. So fear the opponents that are coming up against Tikka right now, because he is definitely killing it. But having said that, I think it's also important for us to note, like you said, the matches only get tougher from here on out. So we'll see if Tikka is able to maintain this level of form and keep blasting in those goals, because I think it's really important to build up your performance as you get into the playoffs, and Tikka, he's most certainly doing that.
Yeah, great time to hit your form, but of course he's going to have to sustain it for another 4 games, or at least another 2 games for them to win those and just properly secure their passage in. And I'm sure we'll get to chat with Tikka in just a little while, and until then, just bask in the glory of the ridiculous amount of goals that this gentleman has scored today. 10 goals. First time we've seen this in the eISL. I think the only one before that, we've seen 8 from Bindratej and probably 7 or 8 from Ankit Gupta as well, but we will probably get confirmation of that. And in any case, this was just a real hammering for KT on the day, and he won't want to look back at this day at all. Just erase it from his memory entirely. Just go home, get a good night's sleep, and just forget about it. And tomorrow's a new day. And let's find out now. The Terra Virtua super moment of the match. There were so many to choose from. And I think I would probably have gone with the goal that Tikka scored against KT, the one where he just beat 3 defenders all in one. Probably, I think it was his first goal. And just really illustrated, I think it set the tone for what was to come in the rest of the day for him.
Yeah, exactly. Really did establish his dominance, I would say, throughout this. Again, that fake coming through to perfectly slot in the shot. And in that moment, we were also talking about that simple fact that Tikka is that kind of player, relies on his instincts, really comes through with his strengths when he is not really thinking about what he's doing, rather just doing it when he is in the flow, in the movement of the things. But with a massive win for Mumbai City FC, let's have a look at how it has affected the leaderboard going forward, because Mumbai City FC with that win, of course, they're still in that 3rd slot, but starting to get away from any potential challenger they might face and starting to get real close to SC East Bengal with 3 games on hand to them. If they win all 3, it's number 1 for them.
Yeah, if they do win their games in hand, it will be 41 points for them. And Chennai and FC as well, don't forget about them. They still need to win both their matches also. And one of their matches will be, if I'm not wrong, up against Mumbai City FC. So it's not going to be an easy ride for the boys from Chennai as well. But for ATKMB, of course, their season is pretty much just 1 game to go. Maximum of 3 points more available for them. Don't look at the goal difference stats and all of that. That's a bit depressing, shall we say? But sometimes that's just how it goes. But we do have we'll have Ashwin back again to have a chat with us. Let's head on over and hear what he has to say. Ashwin, what is this behavior from Tikka, please? How is he allowed to score 10 goals in one match? What is wrong with him?
That's actually bad from Tikka, because he should have scored more. He was just missing chances. I felt like he should have had like 3 or 4 more goals. By the way he dominated KT, he shot many shots like in the first post where he should have hit across. So, and he was also disappointed with that. So I just felt like he should have had a couple more. And in co-op, it was his individual brilliance, as you guys know.
Talking about co-op, I want to ask you, there was one chance for you which just went randomly in far direction. We saw your reaction after that. You're just like, yeah, I'm done with this game. Please let me go back home. So what was going on right there? Like, what happened with that shot? Oh,
No,
yeah.
see, it's the team of the year version of CR7. He has 99 finishing. I have to green time the shot. Like I can't do anything else apart from that. So it's just the
Well.
game that decided not, like, it should not go in. So
The four-star weak foot, unfortunately, didn't work out for you over there. But of course, now sitting very comfortably in third place, 4 games to go. Still a couple of big matches to play. You will be playing, I think, the likes of Chennai and FC as well to come. So, looking comfortable, good run of form. And are you worried that you're peaking too early, or can you sustain this towards the end?
I think we can manage it because we have been on a decent run, as I already told you. Just had a couple of draws in between, and to just correct you, we've played Chennai twice. We have Goa and Bangalore left.
Oh.
So it's going to be some few tough games ahead. But I think, like, mathematically, one more win will seal the top 4 place for us. And I'm actually moving into playoffs. I feel happy for Tikka. Rather than myself, because what he has gone through, he's like mentally very strong, and he's been playing his natural game and beating everyone. So I'm very much happy for him and for us as a team.
Yeah, we love to see the camaraderie between both of you. I think very different types of players, but the way you come together, that's the real special part, and the bond you eventually develop from the fist bumps going wrong to all the way now qualifying for the top 4. So congratulations on that. One more win to go, and looks like you might as well get it the way you're playing.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Cheers.
You too, Ashwin. Always a delight to have a chat with him. Always has some interesting insights to give us about the game and his teammates and all of that. But yes, it's of course with Tikka and of course the personal tragedies he had in the course of the season as well. For him to have come back so strongly, showing that mental strength is really, really something. And player on absolutely the top of his game right now. But on the top also of the metaverse game is Terra Virtua right now, of course, an entertainment-based metaverse platform where, particularly if you're interested in the Hero eISL, you can get your favorite NFTs of team posters, team players, trading cards, moments, all that kind of fun stuff. Check it out.
Well, definitely a lovely collection of moments available in the Terra Virtua website itself, so make sure you go check that out. But I think for today, talking about lovely moments available, we've got a huge matchup to go. But for now, of course, a big shout out to our sponsors for making this happen. eISL, powered by Coca-Cola, with Hero as our associate sponsor, Norwin Gaming as our esports partner, PlayStation as our platform partner, and of course Terra Virtua as our digital collectibles partner. With that is going to be the end of this match, but we've got one more thriller to go in that battle for the top 4. Coming up next is going to be one hell of a matchup, so make sure you're there after this break.